closely because we are live. Nobody's here yet, so it's all good. Because I was dreaming about Tim Hortons, and then I will.
Are you live on your end?
I'm live. Yeah, go for it.
You're live. Wonderful. Very good. I'm going to go ahead and fire things up, and I'm going to do my normal channel things. What's up, everybody, on Emeka Osai's channel? You can hear me properly, hopefully. Here we go. And starting the broadcast here on my channel. And welcome to Self-Publishing with Dale and Emeka, a very special edition of How to Build an Email List. Yeah, we're going to talk about everything about email list building today. So we will be answering questions as they go along, but please, we got to honor the actual subject of what we're going to be talking today. So if you can, ask things relevant to email list building. We're not going to try to go veer off too much off the path because we're going to stay right on track. Emeka, you got your coffee, dude?
Yeah, I was just looking at it and I was like, oh, I should just do a quick refill, but we're live, so.
Oh no! Yes, that's why I went out. I was like, time for me to.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, I forgot to fill. I even left more there, but hey, man, it's all good. It's all good.
Very, very good, man. It's a Saturday morning. Before we start breaking into things, why don't we do our individual plugs, man? So, what you got going on in your world, and what can people be doing to stay in touch in the land of Emeka Osai?
What's going on in my world? A lot of stuff's going on, man. But the best way to keep in touch with me is YouTube. You already know where you're at. It's emekosai.com/YouTube. Facebook, just Emeka J Osai, but just type in Emeka Osai. You'll find me pretty easy there. Brandon, hey buddy, what's up? And Instagram, it's Emeka_Osai. But yes, so that's where I'm at. Good morning. Hey, and everybody on my channel, if you want to be doing any Q&A, you got to head over to Dale's channel, which is, well, there's links, I think, in
there's links.
There's links somewhere on the internet.
Self-Publishing with Dale L. Roberts.
Self-Publishing
I
with.
did get the URL, so we got to get you set up with the URL.
Yeah, man, you gotta help me get a little bit more organized with this stuff. But
that's okay. And and I got some constructive criticism last night on one of our broadcasts that said that we went a little off the rails. A little.
A little off the rails. You know what? I always view it as from last week.
I'm not sure if it was from last week or the week before last, but yeah. Every now and then we rabbit trail. It's not unusual.
Okay. So today's not the first one that we actually had a topic. What was last week's topic?
Last one I think it was just a general book publishing Q&A. So,
okay.
This week at least we'll be a little bit more on track. Let me make my quick plugs here, and then we're going to jump into the core content of what we're going to discuss today because I don't want to waste this opportunity because you've had some great success in your email marketing lately. So anyway, and for those of you that want to help support the show, of course, remember as we're live chatting here, and this goes for both channels, that you can click that little $sign right there. It's called Super Chat. And, drop a little bit of love towards our direction. It helps us upgrade some of our fine equipment here. That way we can provide you guys better live streams and better content and more frequent content. So if you like this, please, any amount of donation will be greatly appreciated. And if you have a question, you'll jump to the top of the queue when you donate any amount of money, whether it be a couple of bucks all the way up to $100. It's up to you. Please, once again, let's stay on track today because we're going to talk about email list building. And we're got a little bit of a limited time. And I want to make sure we talk to you, Emeka, because you've actually had some stuff blowing up on your email list. Before we do get into that, describe to some of the newbie self-publishers out there, what is an email list and why do we need to have it anyways?
Okay, and the easiest way to describe what an email list is an email list is a way to ensure that when somebody purchases your books, they become your customers and not whatever platform you're currently publishing on. So Amazon, for example. Otherwise, when somebody buys one of your books, they're Amazon's customer, they're not yours, which is bad because it's 10 times harder and more expensive to acquire new customers. Returning customers spend anywhere up to 30% more than your new and existing customers. So it's just the rule of thumb is you do everything you can to keep your existing customers, you know. So that's why that's why it's just so key.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm gonna echo those sentiments too. See, I don't have just there's just a small portion of my catalog, my expansive catalog of books outside of even the Dale L. Roberts brand that I have on KDP or KDP Select for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
A vast majority of my catalog actually is on aggregate publishers such as Smashwords, Drafted Digital, and Pronoun. So even if you have your books published elsewhere, the email list is super powerful. So let's just say, it's doomsday, and all of a sudden, all of these companies just shut down. Okay?
Right.
They take their customers with them to the grave.
Yep.
That's just a fact. They're not your customers. They're their customers. They're just merely being a middleman that delivers your product. So that's why an email list is so powerful, because you can really get the who's who of your readers. And here's the cool thing. If somebody's willing to part ways with their email address in exchange for, we'll talk about it, hopefully a lead magnet, or just even to be in touch with you, that's showing a trust, that they really trust you, that they really believe in you. So that means you're starting to get the cream of the crop, the people that are really engaged in what you have to offer. So, there's been times, and I think, Emeka, you and I kind of talked about this maybe it was in our interview or in a previous stream, that, the size of the list don't matter. And it's not like I'm trying to make an innuendo by any stretch. It really isn't. It's the size. The size doesn't matter. It's what you do with it.
Right. And it gets to the point where size does matter. Like, a list of 100,000 will be more profitable than 1,000. But I have a list of, like, I've profited very heavily off a 200-person list. I launch, I can launch
like it's a small amount, but you did really good with 200 now.
Right. I can launch, I'll launch a book with an advanced reading team of 50 odd people, and I'll get 6 reviews, and launch a book right from there, and it'll start profiting right from there. So yeah, you don't need a ton. Maybe people get into the mindset of, I need a big list for it to be worth it, or it's not the case.
No. I've said this to so many of the newbie sub-publishers who are getting their email lists started, and they go, I only have 12. I'm like, you've got 12 more than nothing. So
it's 12 more than probably 80% of the other publishers around.
Absolutely. And here's the thing is, even my boy Michael, Fresh Belief, he's over here hanging out on the channel, and he says it just right. Size doesn't matter. It's how targeted and engaged the list is. So it's not just so important that you gather a bunch of emails. That's just hoarding, If you gather emails with no intent of reaching out or engaging with them, just throw it out. It's not even worth it. In fact, I think Ryan Dice of Digital Marketing said that himself, where he just don't gather emails if you aren't going to contact them, and don't feel it's like, I don't want to sell them.
Now here's,
why are you gathering?
Right. No, you're right. And okay, so here's one scenario I'm in with one of my lists. It's a niche I got into earlier this year, and it was nothing I was excited about, so it was just whatever. But the lead magnet was bringing in 5 to 10 people a day. And I've stopped, I haven't published a book in there for 5 months, and it still brings in about, I'd say probably 3 to 5 people a day. In fact, I have to pay more for Aweber because of the list, because it's bumped me up to the next level. That's how many people have been on it. But I do nothing with that list. But why do I keep it going?
I'll pay you good money, man. I'll take that list from you.
Yeah, exactly. So why do I keep it going? Because I never know if I'm gonna jump back into it, or if a hot trend shows up in that industry all of a sudden. I got hundreds of people I can just throw a book to, and boom, just jump on it. So collect the emails. I'd say collect the emails no matter what, because it doesn't really cost you anything else to do it, because you never know where the industry or what trends are going to start picking up or whatnot. And so that's, I don't know, that's my take on it. But yeah, you definitely want to make sure that you're doing something with your list, building a relationship or sending a few, and it's all automatic. There's no excuse. Yeah. No excuse for not building an email list.
Absolutely. I'm going to give you a hard time on that extra list just collecting dust, my man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I know. But, I totally.
Staying on track here, I want to make sure that we're not putting the cart in front of the horse. So somebody that's a newbie self-publisher that might be tuning in, how do they start an email list? Is it something as simple as getting a Gmail account and gathering emails there, or do they need to go to an actual service, and will it cost them? If so, how much?
So, okay, no, you can do it for free. It's funny because most of the courses out there, they'll promote Aweber, they'll promote. Michael, what's the other one? What's yeah, Michael knows. What's the other one? Yeah, Michael, what's the other email provider? Oh, what is it?
We got MailChimp. We've got GetResponse.
GetResponse. It's the other one I was thinking. I thought there was
Contact.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot. And see, they'll promote those because they pay good affiliate sales or affiliate dollars, right? And so my whole take on it is like, I don't want new publishers to think that email marketing costs money, because it's such an important part of the business for long-term proper success that I always tell people, start with MailChimp if you don't have $20 a month to throw to Aweber right now. Start with MailChimp. It's free. It's not as nice and it's not as easy to use, I think, as the paid ones. But hey, it works. It'll get you started, and you can bring all your subscribers over to whatever one you upgrade to later on. So yeah, the answer is no. It doesn't cost anything, and just go with MailChimp. Set up your it's pretty easy to set up once you there's a bit of a learning curve depending on how much you know about sign-in forms, but you test and test and test. Like, I'd make one change, I'd subscribe to the lists and be like, oh man, why don't I can't find my email, make another change, oh okay, found it, but that looks like, make another change until I get it right.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's always just a bunch of just testing with the email marketing. And I mean, I'm probably about a year deep into actually probably 2 years now that I think about it, that I started really doing email list building. And I'm still testing. I still go through and I test out different ideas, and I split test ideas. And so here's the thing is, if you're new to this business, there are a variety of free options. And in fact, Mike Suprenin actually mentioned Mailer Lite's free too. Get the free services, so that way you're not throwing money down the hopper, and you can kind of test everything out. There's even free trials you can try out. I think GetResponse does like 30 days free. Yeah. I like GetResponse. I actually used it up till more recently when I ended up switching over to MailChimp. I like MailChimp just a little better. It just, to me, it works well with me. But there's some people that would disagree with me. Either way, if you don't know what you're doing or know how to work it, one of our best tools, and I don't know if Emeka's going to be able to agree with me on this one here, but when I don't know how to use something, you know what I do, Emeka, right?
YouTube,
baby! Yeah. I literally I search it up over on YouTube or Google, or for that matter, I just hire out, actually, and that's probably where I've been getting most of my work done. Ava, actually, you and I know Ava. She does quite a bit of my email marketing. And the heavy lifting and engaging with them and such, and sending me ideas for affiliate offers and so on and so forth. So if you don't know what you're doing, you can always just get yourself a virtual assistant who already has experience in that.
Yep. No, definitely. But then my always take, and this is, I'm going to write this down for live stream for next week. One to hire an assistant.
Tasty coffee here, folks. Brought to you by Generic Kroger's Coffee and Dave & Buster's. This really actually that's a terrible
terrible plug. Hey, no product promotion until they send the checks. So, I was like, no product promotions until they send checks.
No product.
We'll be taping up all our stuff, right? Yeah.
Start drinking it like this.
Okay. Hey, any questions that are going on my channel, make sure you head over to Dale's channel, because that's where we're going to be answering all the questions, selfpublishingwithdale.com. on
Yes.
YouTube.
And,
That's where we're doing all the
later
questions.
today, when we get off, Emeka and I are going to kind of iron out a schedule that you guys can really start to anticipate and know where we're going to be at all times. Stick around to the end of this live stream, and we'll kind of let you know what's going to be in the pipeline for next weekend.
Yes.
So that way you guys kind of know what's going on, and you're not left in the dark, and you know exactly where we're going to be every weekend, every Saturday. So let's go. Let's keep building out further here.
Yeah.
So we started talking about the different services. How do we get the emails? And I want you to go first, and I'll tell you what I do for mine.
So you need what's called a lead magnet. So a lead magnet is bait, right? Basically, what you're doing is you're going fishing, right? Here. Whoosh. And so you need a good bait. You put the bait in your book in the water, and you need people to want that bait. So it has to be related to the book that they're buying. Otherwise, it won't make sense. Okay. So it can be you can expand on the book. It could be depending on what niche you're in, things will make sense, right? So it could be something that you expand on. It could be, if you're in fiction, it could be like the backstory or the prelogue, something like that for fiction.
Or even a spin-off, something as simple
Spin-off, right? And then you have a page in your book that says, hey, attention grabbing, make sure you get this, it's free. And then they click the link and they go to what's called your squeeze page or your landing page. They're the same thing. That confused me for about 3 weeks when I was trying to figure this out.
What's the difference?
Squeeze page, landing page. I was in all the forums trying to figure out, like, squeeze page, wait, but then do I also need a landing page? Oh my God. Wow. So then they go to that, and then the only thing on the squeeze page is to enter your email address or to leave. That's essentially what a squeeze page is. That squeeze page has
anything else.
Right.
If you put a bunch of other things like check out my blog or you put links and things like that, you're giving too many options. It's either opt in or get off.
Yeah. And then they click on it, and then I host usually on Dropbox. Bigger files, don't do it on Dropbox. I'm running into way too many issues with that. Host it on Drive, apparently. And then they automatically get the file when it's downloaded. And like I said, you got to test this to make sure that you actually get the email. They don't have to do a double opt-in beforehand, and they already got the free thing. So, but that's essentially how you get the emails.
Yeah, that's excellent. That's a really good overview of exactly how I do it. And let me just go ahead and expand just a little bit more, that I make it more than enticing. Because let's look at these publishing platforms like a means to advertise your brand. Mm-hmm. Remember that this is just advertising. The extra money that you get from people purchasing books is just icing. It's icing on the cake. Just remember that. Now stay with me for just a moment. I do have a couple of videos based on how to make a book free. A lot of people are going, whoa, 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 whoa. I put all this work into things and you want me to make my book free? Now, I'm not trying to tell you that, you should go out and put a 1,000 page opus and make it completely free.
Right.
But, let's just say, for instance, in my niche, I actually have something called the Chest and Arms Workout Plan. And it was just a spin-off of my flagship book, the 90-Day Home Workout Plan. And what I did was I took the content within that book and I actually really niched it down so that way it just identified a specific problem of exercising the chest and arms. It was only just a small portion of the 90-Day Home Workout Plan. Now, mind you, I didn't copy and paste the stuff other than the exercises.
Yeah.
It's all new content on the chest and arm workouts plan. So nobody's going out there. Remember, you're not republishing content you already have on the market. So you're just taking something and making it new and giving it something that's kind of nice. And it's probably I'd say 40 or 50 page book altogether, so it's not gigantic. But either way, I made it free for the intent to get it out there in more people's hands. And it's a way for me to advertise on platforms like Amazon, iBooks, Barnes & Noble, so on and so forth. And that way people get it in their hands and they see the enticing offer for my lead magnet. My lead magnet in some instances, and I'll tell a few to you here for fitness, was I had the 10 best fitness tools. That was a big one. That one pulled in a lot of great emails. I had the 4-minute fat burning workout. I had also more recently, I have the 7-day fitness challenge. People love having challenges. They love numbers. So naturally, they're biting onto that right there. And what I did was I created a sequence of emails that would send those things out to people. Now, Emeka brings up a good point about posting a specific file for your lead magnet or your offer to get into the email list. You can use things like Dropbox, OneDrive. You can use Google Drive. Google, if you got a Gmail account, you have a Google Drive, and I'm telling you, they give you 15 gigs out the gate. So there's no reason you can't be able to put a nice little small PDF that they can download later on.
ClickFunnels is another one.
Sense, once when you get it kind of rocking and rolling, but that's how I did it, and I actually have numerous permafrees that are circulating throughout the entire publishing platform market, and I go out and I continually upload new versions. So I test and I split test new lead magnets, new landing pages, so on and so forth. So I can see, okay, what's going to draw me, say, 12 subscribers a day versus only 1 subscriber a day. And I just try to continue to split test and try to bring in more emails. I've even done something as simple as this. You're going to love this, Emeka. Sometimes I go, did you like this book? Well, you're going to love my newsletter. Join today, and you'll get up-to-date, weekly emails. And you know what? The funny thing is, when people get enticed with nothing at all, they are definitely a valued subscriber. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, they didn't even need any bait to come in there.
You're absolutely right. Hey, everyone who's joining my channel, if you got any questions, make sure you hit up Dale. Hit up this guy.
Yes,
right.
Come on over to youtube.com/self-publishing with Dale L. Roberts. And if you can, Emeka's going to try to keep up the questions over there inside his
We're good for now.
End of the neck of the woods. So, at any rate, so now we kind of discussed about taking those emails. What do we do with those emails? And may I ask, how frequent should we be reaching out to these people?
There was one thing I was going to add on that.
Sure, I'm
but
sorry.
I think, but now I can't remember it. Okay, when it comes back, I'll just jump in with it. But, okay, to answer your question, so what do we do with the emails? Now we email them. Remember, the whole point of an email list, like, what's your overall objective with the email list? My overall objective for all of my email lists is to make more money. That's it. How do you make more money? You got to bring more value to the people who are following you, right? That's the key to making more money. So how are you going to bring more value to your readers? Well, you're going to send them valuable stuff about your niche, about your industry. So I have anywhere between 5 to 7 emails set up per list. They're autoresponders. I spend probably a couple hours setting them up in the beginning, but then boom.
Pause this a second. What's an autoresponder?
An autoresponder is an automated responding system. What an automated responding system is you set up an email once, and then as soon as somebody goes on your list, they get an email from you. And then a few days later, they automatically get another one. And then a few days later after that one, automatically another one. And it's for as long, you can set up 100 if you want. And so that's what an autoresponder is. You set it up once, you set it and forget it, right? If I had a studio audience.
I wish, yeah. Everybody would say it all.
Right? So you set it and forget it. So that's what an autoresponder is. And so I have 5 to 7 emails that go as soon as somebody signs up. They get one automatically, and then it's a drip series, essentially. It's what some are called, over the next few days, weeks, whatever. And what am I doing? I'm sending, the first one is, hey, it's a welcome, and it's about me, my pen name. And I just tell them a little bit about me. So they know who I am, right? They don't know who I am. They just bought my book or whatever. Oh, I remember. Pause. What I've been doing is I actually give away my best-selling paperback book for free as lead magnets. I've been testing this a lot more with my ads. And my best-selling book, the one that's been making a killing, I give it away completely free as a lead magnet because it converts stupendously. And so going to the fear of, I don't want to give away my best work, well, just give it away on the platform that you don't sell the most of, right? If it was a best-selling ebook and that's where all my money would be coming in, I might not do that. But it just converts so well, and people end up buying the paperback because they just like having the paperback instead. So just a little thought on that.
Yeah, excellent. That's really good. Yeah, that's something actually. I don't know if you'd learned that as well from Russell Brunson of .com Secrets, but that was one of the things I had learned from him was gift your best stuff.
Yeah.
Like step
Don't hold
forward
back.
with your best effort. And,
Totally.
people are going to be more enticed and more likely to stay with you in the long haul, as opposed to like the low hanging fruit of like, yeah, here's a report. And it seems like it's becoming more and more difficult because the audience is becoming more and more acutely aware of what email lists are. It's like, I'm going to give my email here. Well, some people go, they're going to spam me. I'm not going to do that. So you really got to get into where you give such high value, a unique value proposition to your customers that they're like, oh, take my email.
Right. Hey, if you got any questions, make sure you hit up Dale's channel. Ask the questions there, and he'll bring it up.
Yeah, we're going to go into a question and answer here in about another few minutes here. Okay. I want to kind of make sure that we're wrapping up things and we kind of at least covered at least a brief overview of email lists.
Did I finish that list, that last?
For me, it's just, autoresponders are the way to go. Make sure that you're going in and checking out your analytics and making sure that there's a few things you got to pay attention to is, are your emails opening? Okay, are your email lists people opening up them? Because that's the important thing. You can send out emails to your list, and if they're not opening it, forget about it. And I'm going to talk about something called list hygiene here in just a second, because I'm going to tell you what you need to do with those emails that aren't opening. All right, the next thing is, are they clicking through? So you're going to probably offer them something, be it, hey, check out my latest release, and it's going to have a link to your book, or you might have a sample chapter, or you might have a few covers. So are they clicking through to whatever offer that you're doing? And the next thing is, are they actually purchasing or buying said product? In some instances, that might not be, necessary. So, for instance, my YouTube email list, I most times don't send out any kind of, sales-based letters. I'm typically just trying to get them over into, my end goal is to try to bring people over to the YouTube channel and get them engaging. And
what is your YouTube channel name really quick? Somebody's asking. Your YouTube channel name really quick?
YouTube.com/self-publishing with Dale L. Roberts. So
thank you.
And if you want to, Emeka, as questions come in on your channel and you want to write those down as we're going along, that might help out. So that way, because I know it disappears on the mobile device. Any rate, where was I at? I'm sorry, guys.
No worries, man. Sorry, I shouldn't have interrupted you like that. We were talking about the open rates and analytics.
Yeah. Ultimately, is people buying whatever your product is? Are they purchasing that? So there are certain products like Shopify where you can be able to put some kind of tracking pixels on them, or finding out exactly where they're making purchases at. But that just gets really advanced.
But even
trying to talk to the newbies.
Even looking at analytics is advanced, man. I don't even I look at my open rate. I haven't even thought about figuring out my click-through rates yet.
Oh wow! Okay, so now this guy's making money, and that's incredible.
Right.
That's what I love about you, dude. You're like a bull in a china shop. You don't care about your.
I don't care.
Make
right?
Mistakes, man. Get in there. That's why.
Open it.
One of my best friends, Kevin S. Allen, KSA. I always say it's KSA method because he goes in. He says he doesn't care. He just goes like a bull in a china shop.
Totally.
Like, I want to make as many mistakes as possible because it's going to be getting me that close to success.
Yeah.
So with that being said, pay attention to that open and open, click through, and then buy rate. You're going to want to really pay attention to that. So some people are probably going to go, what should those percentages be? Don't worry about that so much if you're a newbie self-publisher. And we're going to kind of talk a little bit more about advanced tactics if you guys want to.
Yeah, we could do an advanced video. I'll just have to learn a little bit more.
Yeah, well, see, here's the thing is, and maybe this is going to help you out, is list hygiene is super important.
Right,
You're going to hear list hygiene. A lot of people are like thinking, I bathe. What's the deal here? This actually has to do with when you should keep an email and when you should get rid of it. And this is where you really got to be acutely aware of what you have on your email list and who is actually engaging. Because if you hang on to emails that aren't opening at all, you are increasing the likelihood that certain email providers such as Google, such as Hotmail, such as Yahoo, so on and so forth, the list goes on, they have automated like spam type filtering software. And if they notice your open rate is not good and people aren't opening very many things, it increases your likelihood that
Yeah.
your email is going to go over to their spam folder.
Right.
So you need to go through, and this is varied from one email marketing expert to the next. Some people say 30 days, some say 60, most of them say 90 days. So if somebody isn't opening your email after 90 days, you need to segment that audience and pull them over to another audience and just do a re-engagement series. So for instance, this is a great example. I killed about 83 emails on my YouTube email list. And if you're watching this, sorry, it's a fact of life. I had to unsubscribe you because you weren't opening my emails. And I'm not taking it offense, no offense to it. But here's the thing is, I went ahead and I unsubscribed them and I let them know. I sent out an email. I said, hey, look, is this email address still good? Because I've noticed that you haven't been able to read any of my latest emails. You've missed out on this, and this. If this was a mistake, then go over to this link here, and you can always sign back up and get back onto the email newsletter. If not, hey, thanks. I really appreciate the support. In the meantime, peace out. And that's pretty much what I do for my list hygiene. Is I try to get those people off there, try to re-engage, and get it to where it's like, hey, look, this is what I do. If you don't, you're not into this email newsletter, that's cool. I'm totally all right with that. Once again, I'd rather have 30 fully engaged people on a list versus 100 and 110 people that are kind of engaged.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense, man. I don't get your emails.
Yeah, you and we got to chop it up about email list building and such. It's funny. It used to crush me when I would purge 100 and some odd emails off of a list. I'd be like, go, but. The fact of the matter is, it's almost like having a group of friends that you're kind of like, hey, what's up, guys? And they're just like, you hear somebody talking?
Right.
Like they're ignoring you. And it's like, you just got to kind of part ways with those people. And let's just face it, I'm probably subscribed to 1 million different emails. And I don't know about you, I probably get to 3 or 4 of those.
Yeah, no, there's a lot that, even this morning, like, who's the Salisbury dude? Mark Dawson, I think. I subscribed to his list because there was something that was interesting, but then I just unsubscribed today because it's like, there's nothing interesting that for me right now. So it's you know what? I'm probably going to subscribe again when I see something of interest again. And like, that's like, so it flows, right? I unsubscribe if I haven't read one of their emails in like a month, and then all of a sudden they'll pop up in a feed and I'll be like, oh, well, that's pretty cool. And then I'll resubscribe. So you just got to treat your email list kind of the same way, but don't let any of this stuff stop you. Set up your email. Oh, what I was going to touch on is if you're using an @Gmail account or something, that's also destined for spam folders. If you're serious about your brand or your books or whatever, spend $5. Spend $10 for your GoDaddy domain, and spend $5 for your @Gmail or for your @yourbrand.com email address from Gmail.
It's a worthy investment.
It's just looks more professional.
Starting to pull out those type of emails. You have to have something like @EmekaOsai.com or @selfpublishingwithdale.com.
I've even started looking at, companies when I'm subscribing or whatever, looking at if they're using a Gmail account, I look at them, I'm like, oh man, you guys aren't even really are you not that serious about it? You can't fork over a few bucks to get a proper email address. So I've started, I question that now. So just
be aware of that if you are starting your lists. We're not going to discourage you. We understand that some of you out in the world probably are cash strapped. I would just highly recommend that you try to find some way, maybe go do become a Fiverr seller, go over and do a couple gigs. Like, I'll send positive energy to you. I don't know. Come up with something and get that extra cash and grab that domain and get that email, and it's worth it. I know that, for instance, you can actually go set it up for HostGator. You can get the same thing for about $15 and hosting service for like unlimited hosting for 60 or 70 for the first year, and you can get a ton of emails, ton of them. So anyway, so I think we've kind of touched on everything, unless I've missed something, Emeka.
No, man.
Let's go into question and answer.
Yeah, let's do some Q&A.
Excellent. Let's go ahead and do some Q&A here, folks. We're opening up the lines, and I'm down to my water here, and it's looking pretty good. Fiverr isn't promoting gigs that aren't paid for, and if you're there to earn the money, it's hard to pay for promotion. Okay. Double opt-in versus single opt-in. I think Brandon brings up a pretty good point here about double opt-in versus single opt-in. Emeka, what do you prefer? Do you first of all, let's talk about what is double opt-in and single opt-in.
Okay. Double opt-in is when you have to opt in twice. The email company wants your subscribers to reconfirm twice that they want to be emailed from you. It's
a pain in the butt.
It's the dumbest thing in the world. It's the dumbest thing in the world. Get around it or find another company. That's one reason I stopped using MailChimp. Actually,
MailChimp's got single opt-in now, man.
Well, yeah, I got that email last week because like, oh, welcome to 2017. It's whatever makes it easier for your subscribers to get onto your list. That is the option I go with. You have to make things easy because if it's not easy, if they can't click a button and join your list, like, yeah, you know how many times I sign up for a list and then it asks me to confirm again? I'm like, hey, nah, I didn't really need that information.
Sometimes you don't even get the confirmation one. So here, let me be the devil's advocate. I'm going to go ahead on the other end of things here. Now, I agree with you. I like single opt-in, but I'm going to be the devil's advocate for double opt-in. Here's why. I actually had done single opt-in early on, and I was getting, I would say, anywhere from about a dozen to 2 dozen emails per day on one single lead magnet. And it was pouring in. But the problem was my open rate and my click-through rate were garbage.
I could see that, yeah.
Complete garbage. But then when I switched over to double opt-in,
it's the people who really want it.
Through the roof. Even though I didn't have as many, like it went down to maybe about 3 to half a dozen per day. Those were higher, more engaged audience. So that's why I want to be the devil's advocate. So those of you that might be getting a free service out there or have a service with the double opt-in, there's a good reason to use that. In fact, one of my favorite self-publishers, Steve Scott, endorses the double opt-in because he believes that you do have that higher barrier of entry, but you also get a more qualified email subscriber.
I would say go with double opt-in if you're getting double digits coming in every day.
There you go.
But for new publishers,
for
new publishers, make it as easy as possible. Collect as many emails as possible. Don't worry about your open rates. Don't worry about your click-through rates. Don't worry about that. Collect emails so you can learn how it works, so you can set up your autoresponders, so you can just set up all the basics, and then you can start cleaning it all up. But action. You have to be taking action. So
do you have any questions on your end there, Emeka? Otherwise, I'm going to go right back into the pool.
No. Go to your questions, man. I told them to go over to your channel.
Katrina over at The Lady Writes asks, how long do you suggest an opening sequence?
What do you mean by opening sequence?
I'm not really sure what you mean by opening sequence. I'm assuming you mean by the actual automation.
Yeah, that's what I'm
assuming.
thinking.
And if it is, I'm going to go ahead and just answer that right there. When I did my fitness email list, it was just based on the expectations that I put outright. So my welcome email, as soon as somebody gets opted in, be it single or double in, opt-in, either way, I've always got a welcome, setting the expectations. Hey, what's up? Glad you joined the crew here. Here's what you can expect. Always go in with that welcome email, setting expectations so people aren't like blown away when you're emailing them every day or every week or twice a week or 3 times a week. If you come out and say, look, I'm going to email you 2 to 3 times per week, people can go, oh, okay.
Right.
Your greatest open rate is always going to happen on your welcome email.
Yeah.
A lot of people are always going to open that. You're going to be like, yeah, your welcome email is always just, and I always just say, welcome to whatever. And I'm telling you, it just,
you want to
like 89% open.
Wait, so, you get 89% open on your first email?
Oh, yeah. Welcome email, almost always like an 80 to 90%. Now, I'm being anecdotal. I have to actually go and open up my account, but it typically, most instances. Now, this is just on my business email.
That's your business. Like, which one do you get 80 to 90%?
80-90% over on the fitness one.
Wow, that's cool. I was going to jump in here, but now my number doesn't seem that impressive anymore, so I don't want to comment. But it's still a valuable tip.
Anecdotal here, like I said, it's only through good memory. So, remember, I've been in pro wrestling and I had a few too many chair shots.
Yeah, I was going to say that, right?
It's probably like 8 or 9%.
Right. Okay.
Nonetheless, you're going to see your greatest open rate over over on your welcome email. Make sure you're setting those expectations. So Katrina, to answer the automation question, I set the expectations. For me, here's something that's really cool. This is like next level stuff, and it really kind of helps keep your engagement going for longer.
Yeah.
What I will do is I go out like by about a month. So like say 30 days out, and I send out something. You guys are going to love this email subject line. I just simply put in, "You've made the grade, congratulations." It literally, that same email right there. What ends up happening is people click in there, and I have like a cute little picture. Everybody's kind of toasting each other. And in that right there, I say, "Hey, awesome. It's been 30 days since you had subscribed to my email newsletter, and I can't thank you enough for your love and support. It means the world to me." And I say things that are genuine and sincere, obviously. And I'm a little bit of a romantic at heart. My wife can tell you I've always kind of celebrated our anniversary by the week. And any event, so that's why I try to share a little bit of my personal story, where I say my wife and I'm a romantic at heart, blah blah blah, yakety schmackety, all that to say this, happy anniversary. It's been 30 days, and then I'll book it another 60 days out, but then I'll change the subject line something different, and I'll say, "Wow, you're a hardcore email newsletter person, and I really appreciate it." So that's what I do for my automation. Sometimes I'll just trickle in just little nuggets, like I'll find an old blog post and I'll just take a snippet of it and then I'll link it to that and I'll say, "Hey, I thought you'd like to check this out."
But
and it's just ways that keep my audience engaged and keeps them opening up those emails.
Now so that's smart for your personal brand. But books, right? Let's talk about pen names and books for a second. I think it's a little different. Like, first off, if you want to see email marketing done right, go get Russell Brunson's free book, .com Secrets, and sign up for his email list.
Yes,
what he did blew me away.
Enough.
I have a 40 to 50% email open on my first 3 emails because of the things that he uses. Blew me away. And really quick, he just numbers the emails. One of 21, 2 of 22, or 2 of 21, 3 of 21. And I'm like, whoa, I'm getting 21 emails. I opened like every single one, just like I was blown away at his email marketing strategy. So anyways, so I started doing that with mine. But for the books, it goes welcome, value, how'd you like the book, review, value, and then like I promote some other books.
Good, nice call.
That's like the first bunch. That's done within a week and a half. I've had to adjust the how'd you like the book one because I realized shipping was a little slower. And they're like, I haven't got it yet. So I get some funny emails.
Like, I don't know, I don't have it.
Right? Yeah, I get some funny emails back. I'm like, oh man, gotta adjust that. Yeah. And I play around with that. But I always use their name in the subject line. That has skyrocketed my open rates, using their name in the subject line. So that's something that has been working well for me. But cool. Next question.
Yeah, let's see here. I saw, please forgive me, folks, if you're asking questions as going on. Like, I really appreciate everybody talking as community in here. And remember that there's quite a bit of people in here that are experienced self-publishers as well as email marketers. So make sure that you're asking questions in there and answering if you have the answer there. Please, we encourage you to talk amongst yourselves. How long do you suggest an opening sequence was our last question. Do you use different lists for different brands? Brandon Castle asked. Yes, I do. Yes. Yep. Never mix them together. Never mix them together. In fact, let me share a story before I hand the ball over to Emeka, because I think everybody's going to laugh at this. So I had a romance/fiction-based email list that I had, and it was a little more steamy romance, you know what I mean? And then I have my fitness list. Well, I was putting together an email to send out to the fiction list, and it's just steamy romance, and I'm just typing it all together, and I hit send. Stomach sank.
You sent it to the wrong list?
I just realized I sent it off to my freaking fitness list.
That's hilarious. Like, ah! That's funny, man.
They're probably they're going, why am I getting this spam? But
yeah. I always have a fear I'm gonna send my money list off to like my publishing to my students or something, and I'm like, I always triple check before it.
So it turned out I was just freaking out over nothing. I literally was sending it to the right list at that particular time, and thankfully, I have it 100% separate, and there's no way I can mix those two things up. But Brandon, I would highly recommend that if you have different brands, do different lists, and you can segment those based on whatever service provider you have into different lists. And it's really, really super simple. Everything from MailChimp to GetResponse. Those are my two favorite ones. They're really, 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 really simple. But yeah, keep them separated and don't try to cross-pollinate things that are not relevant to each other. You know, don't be like, hey, you should check out this fiction romance thing over on your fitness list. They don't want to see that. They came to you for fitness tips, not for steamy erotica.
Yeah. Right. And hey, just really quick, if anyone is going to sign up for Aweber or GetResponse or whatnot, I promote Aweber. It sounds like Dale's all about GetResponse. Use our affiliate links, please. We'd appreciate it.
Can you plug your affiliate?
Yeah, it's emekaosai.com/Aweber.
Excellent. Yeah, I don't have an affiliate for that one, and I had one for GetResponse at one point or another, but like I said, over the last month or two, Ava would probably have to confirm this. I switched over to MailChimp more recently. There was just too many.
I'm sure they have an affiliate program, MailChimp, for their paid stuff.
I'm sorry?
Are you doing paid with MailChimp or no?
No.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, you're able to. I literally went through a list hygiene and I killed a lot of emails over the last couple of months. I purged a few lists and I've really kind of got it down to mainly focusing on a couple of brands, being my fitness as well as the YouTube brands. And it really is more manageable. And that's one of the reasons why I got away from GetResponse. Right. GetResponse was running me about 120 per year for, I think, about 1,500 leads altogether, which is pretty good. But there was just some wonkiness I didn't like about GetResponse, and I may review on GetResponse one of these days. It is good though. My good friend Mary Thibodeau actually uses GetResponse and swears by it. A few others, John Hodges, actually a good friend of mine. John, big shout out to you, buddy. He uses GetResponse, so GetResponse is great. I just don't have the patience for it. MailChimp, I liked it, and now that they've done the single opt-in, I think they've got me for life.
Really?
I really dig them. And a lot of big email marketers really get behind MailChimp. So let's go back into the well here. Do you have any questions on your end there, buddy? I don't want to...
No. Keep going on yours, man.
All right. Some people are talking about images. I don't want to go too far down that path here, folks. We'll talk about images some other day. Hello, can you guys share some ways your funnels you've used to monetize the leads that have signed up to your newsletter from Kindle CreateSpace book buyers? We kind of covered a little bit. Do you care to expand?
Kindle. Sorry, what was the last part of the question?
Can you guys share some ways your funnels you've used to monetize the leads that have signed up to your newsletter from Kindle CreateSpace book buyers? So, how have we monetized those specifically?
Like, I just sell them books to buy. I could sell more. I should be selling more to my list. Like, I don't promote books enough on my email list. Like my old books, especially now that it's growing. I just haven't had the time to sit down and do that. But I should send out emails that actually are promoting books. That would make sense.
This is something, hopefully, and Alex Kaplow actually had asked the question. This is a great one. Go take a look at .com Secrets. We're not affiliates of this program.
I am.
$0 for sending you guys over there. Oh, he is. That's right. You got ClickFunnels. That's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
Great, so Russell Brunson does really great. I'm saying this without being an affiliate. It's a great, thorough overview of that. You could do it as a basic monetizing that email list by just simply promoting your current catalog of books, your back catalog of books, or even finding some way that you can, for instance, I think Tony Jacobson's here. He's a great example. He is actually somewhat in the fitness niche, and I just finished his book not too long ago, so this is relevant. So let's say I really enjoyed this book. I can always put together a review that I put on my blog and put in an affiliate link through Amazon Associates. So when people click on that, they go over, they pick up Tony's recent fitness book, and they buy it, and I get a little bit of profits. Tony gets a little bit of something. So that's a way to kind of do affiliates right there. It's a little bit smaller, but nonetheless, I can send out an email to people saying, hey, I just got done reading Tony's recent book. This is awesome. Disable Your Disability is probably one of my favorite books lately. I want you to check it out. You can read more about my review over on my blog. The whole thing is, remember the purpose of the email is to get them into the email and out of the email. You want to get them into the email, out of the email. You want to get them off there so that way they're going into a circle. And one of the best ways I like to do is put them over into my blog or my website So then they see other things, okay? So let's say they get there and they go, I'm not interested in Tony's book, but oh, look, there's a new post about 5 fitness tips for a flatter stomach.
Right.
I'm going to check that out. They go in there. I've got another affiliate right there. They click on that, and I might even get a higher affiliate right there. So that is just a basic way of monetizing it, but you could go into deeper, what's called a funnel, okay? The funnel is going to be really building it up to higher ticket items. And that's going to really probably, I think you and I can probably talk about that on a future podcast.
We can. I got some stuff I'm working on right now with books and using ClickFunnels and how to, like different things where they're going to buy, they'll get one of my books for free and then on the next page upsell to get another book. So that more of that stuff will be coming, but right now, that's a whole nother thing. What's the next question?
Alex, excellent question, man. Yeah, it's not that we're stumped. I just know that we're going to end up spending, and
Yeah.
we're already a little bit over past our time here. I know that when we're talking about full bundles, whether it be, one-time offers to the higher ticket offers to, a continuity program, that right there is a lot of jargon that might get a lot of people lost, that we're just trying to focus on just the email list building itself. And maybe in a future broadcast, you and I can kind of chop it up, Emeka, about
totally.
building a sales funnel and exactly the direction we want to do that.
Okay.
So,
Couple more
thank
questions.
you. I always appreciate it. If there's any other questions, let me go ahead and I'm going to peel through. Let's hit one more question and let's call it a day so that you can get some coffee in your system. I know you ran out already.
Yeah.
My boy. All right, let's see here. I'm sorry if I missed somebody's questions. Remember, if you want to get any other questions asked, you can always just reach me at dale@selfpublishingwithdale.com, and I'll do my best to answer you. What you guys do after your initial autoresponder, Michael asked. After my initial autoresponder, Emeka, I feel like I've been dominating conversation. Go ahead and take it away, buddy.
Is it Michael Jack?
It is.
All right.
My boy, Michael Fresh Belief.
Because it was going to be like, didn't we answer this? Well, it is Michael. I'll answer it again. So after the initial autoresponder, send the manual value-based emails, or when a new book comes out, send them an email with that. I think I don't know what differentiates email marketers from wannabe email marketers more. Not setting up an autoresponder, or what you do after your autoresponder's done. So, because one thing I've learned is your autoresponder, your first few have to be evergreen stuff, because I've looked at some of mine and I'm like, oh man, that's like outdated. I gotta like switch that up. So it's just sending out manual stuff. And that's where it's like putting, like, I put a reminder in my calendar for like, once a month or once every few weeks to, spend like half an hour on this list, and then just send them a quick update on what's going on with something. And that's like after the first few autoresponders have gone out. So hopefully that kind of answers the question there.
This is varies from time to time for me when it comes to autoresponder series. Something I learned through digital marketer or digital marketing, Ryan Dice's book called The Invisible Selling Machine. And I need to put together a review video of that and .com Secrets, because those are just two powerful books and really open your mind up to what email marketing is and how to do it. But one of the things I learned through Ryan Dice was, you're going to set up your autoresponder, but don't be afraid to still engage with people during the autoresponder series. There are sometimes where some people say, you shouldn't do that. You need to build the relationship. But then another instance is, if they get 2 emails during the course of the day, oh no, they may not even open.
You know how many emails I get from Steph and James sometimes? Like 3-4 a day.
Yeah.
That's a little extreme, but I know what he's promoting. But he doesn't do that all the time. I know when there's like a big affiliate program that he's promoting, like Amazing Selling Machine. Like I was getting like 3-4 emails a day sometimes, but then like I haven't got it. Then he doesn't send anything for the next little bit. So there are periods of times you can definitely be heavier. Like if I'm promoting a book, like that one book I did, a couple weeks ago, $1,500 in like a couple days. My list got a couple emails from me about that book. I was selling hard, but I don't do that normally, right? But There are times I sell hard because you have to.
And as long as you're laying the groundwork and you're setting expectations with your audience, then they're not going to be thinking you're an email spam artist.
Right.
Because there's going to be some people that might get the welcome email and they see, oh gosh, I'm going to possibly get 2
Right.
emails per day. They might go,
yeah.
okay, I'm going to unsubscribe. That's okay.
Yeah.
If somebody ever unsubscribes, don't be hurt. Okay, it's no offense. They don't hate you.
Yeah,
okay, it's just
kind of.
actually they hit the unsubscribe instead of the report spam button.
Yeah.
That means that they still value you. They
Yeah.
still trust you. That they said, right now is not a good time. It's kind of like they're not saying no. They're just saying later on, buddy.
Right. Yeah. No. That's you have to have that initial relationship built, and yeah. So no, that's
all
good.
right, dude. So next week we're gonna be meeting up. Have you and I kind of just roughly agreed? Are we gonna start it an hour later?
Yeah, why don't we just try it an hour later?
Okay.
You and me, after we're done, we'll go through stats. But yeah, let's try it an hour later.
Excellent.
That would be
we're going to be
great.
starting 10 a.m. next week, and we're going to be trading off on the schedule. We'll let you know in our respective live broadcasts. Emeka, you're live again when?
Actually, I'm live tomorrow, and I'm going to be doing something that's going to be so freaking cool. I'm going to be dissecting books on Amazon and show you why they suck and why they're not selling. So I'm excited. We're going to go through titles. We're going to go through subtitles. We're going to go spend a ton of time on descriptions. We're going to go through covers. We're going to go through author pages. We're going to go through anything. It's like, you're not going to want. I'm so excited for this one.
Excellent.
Can't wait.
Very good. For those of you that are watching us on my channel here, to find out a little bit more about that live stream, and don't miss out on this, Emeka pulls no punches. He's very brutally honest.
Totally.
And I think that you're going to learn a lot from him in this. You're going to want to go to the description down below, or you can even go to emekaosai.com/YouTube. That's EMEKAOSSAI.com/YouTube. You'll go over to his YouTube channel, hit the subscribe, turn your notifications on so you know exactly when he goes live. Also, I'll be having my next live stream this Thursday at 6 p.m., and I'll be joined by my illustrious wife, Kelly Roberts. She'll be answering some questions. And also, she's going to be talking about running her own live streams on my channel. That's right, without the bald-headed guy, you guys will be able to get a little bit of questions answered by my little lady over here. She's been kind of working her tail off behind us.
Yeah.
That will be 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That will be starting next week on Saturday. Before we get disconnected here, Emeka, what are we going to talk about next week? Let's go ahead. Let's spitball some ideas, because I know that we started talking a little bit about sales funnels.
Yeah.
What's something we can
You know what?
tap in a little bit
No,
deeper into?
let's do this. We're going to start talking about book sales funnels when we hit 50 people on our live streams in the morning.
You know what? I love that idea. So this is
Because
gonna
that's
be
such a hot
little bit
money
incentive.
topic. I want an audience for it. I don't
Absolutely.
it's just yeah. I don't think we're quite at 50 yet, but yeah.
Folks. So if you're watching this on the replay or you're live here, please do us a favor. You're going to hit the subscribe, you're going to turn the notifications on, but you want to share this, bring more people into the party, and I encourage you, if you happen to be just lurking in here, become active within the chat. Start to talk to people, because I'm telling you this right now. I know right now, Kevin McGuire, the Lady Wrights, Michael Fresh Belief, you guys have a community of very experienced and knowledgeable people here. So ask the questions within the video chat. And if we don't happen to get you, that's okay, because somebody might get to you as well. Tony Jacobson's in here. You know, he's also got his first book out here, and he's definitely experienced in the YouTube realm. So really, we encourage you, if you want to learn a little bit more about book sales funnels, all right, let's see that chat up to about 50 people here. So let's try to make this a party. We'll give you a little bit more 411 about where we're going to be every week. We're always going to be streaming from our respective channels, but the party is going to alternate between Emeka's channel and my channel. So in any event, all right, well, hey, any last words, Emeka?
No, we'll come up with an exciting topic. I was just looking through some notes, but we'll come up with one, and we'll post it on our Facebook page probably by Thursday, so people know exactly what the topic will be for next Saturday.
Excellent. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that here, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time next Saturday. You and I will kind of figure out what we're going to do for next week's content, because we want to make sure that everything's directed and we're on point, and people know what to expect on future broadcasts. So that way it's just not a free-for-all question and answer, and we're kind of chasing our tails.
You know what?
So
I think once a month we should do free-for-all. Free-for-all, brawl-for-all, Q&A, go anywhere.
We'll call it the Emeka Dale Battle Royal.
I love it. Oh, that's awesome. All right. Yeah.
It's always been fun. Really, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Remember, if you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up. And if you know somebody else who's into DIY publishing too, make sure that you share this video with them. In the meantime, till later, this has been Self-Publishing with Dale and Emeka, and we'll see you soon.